Morning, Nick. What's up, man? This promo is so good, man. It's kind of crazy. Because, like, usually most promos, a lot of the cards they drop don't ever make my teams. Like, for me, I've been using Firmino. I've been using Dembele, Vini. I've been using Ibra. I didn't really use Kubo this weekend, but I've been using Ribery. Like, fuck me, man. It's a really sick promo, man. It's a really sick promo, this promo, man. This is, like, the most fun I had on FIFA since the first 3 months, man, of this year. This shit's kind of crazy, dude. Dino Moments is sick. Dude, like, yeah, it's weird, man. Like, I actually want to play it. Like, the game sucks, but today it's actually really responsive. So it's like the whole mechanics of the game are horrible, but it's like the cards are good enough that it overrides it, man. It's weird. This card is so special, man. I can't even explain it, guys. This card is so good. You guys have to take my word for it, man. This guy as a striker is just ridiculous. He's so good. Ibra's solid. Ibra's a little like his first touch is a little and his balance is noticeable. But he's solid. I put him as a center mid. Ronaldo at center mid is insane. I learned that this weekend. Playing this guy at center mid, like, he is just nuts. I don't know why he's so good, but he's fucking ridiculous at center mid. He's ridiculous. My team in game is a 4-2-2. This is what we got right now. Right here. 10 depth. 10 depth is so fun, man. I can't recommend it enough to you guys, man. Like, just putting... Even yesterday when I was in champs and people figured out my formation, I went to 4-2-3-1 or a different 4-4-2 and I went 10 depth. It's amazing, man. Like, something about the way your players move on 10 depth it's unexplainable. The runs my players make are way better. 10 depth is really fun, man. I would really recommend it. If you're at a stage where you don't really give a shit like me about winning or losing, you just want to have some fun attacking-wise, I'm scoring like 4 to 7 goals a game. Straight up. You look at my last couple games, I think we scored 3 last game, 4 the other game before. That's 2,200 too, man. Usually these games are 1-0, 2-1. And then champs this year, we were scoring like 5, 6, 7 goals a game. It's really fun, man. I really recommend it to you guys. I don't even really have instructions on, man. I just have one midfielder who's defensive. I used Ronaldo and Ibra yesterday. Just stay back, cover center, cut passing on the center mid. You got to play balance in the fullbacks because you need the wide area. You need the wide. You need to occupy the AI on the wide. And I have get in behind on just one striker. That's it. It's fucking sick, man. People literally don't even know what to do. When you play people on 10 depth, they don't know what to do because you're just in their face the whole game. You give them a lot more counters, but it's really fun that way, man. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. My width is like 5, maybe. It's nothing crazy. I do get fucked down the wing, but I manually move my center backs. Like, a lot of time what you do is when you're getting killed down the wing, you drag your center mid, you let your AI center backs rotate over, you drag your center mid just to cut it off, and your fullback automatically recovers. We need a casual mode for objectives with minimum 5 depth and no drop mode. Dude, if we had a mode, yeah. I mean, they're never going to do that, but that would be sick. If there was a ranked mode, like, imagine there was different ranked modes. Like, there was a 10 depth mode. And everybody in that mode, you got, like, rewards that week. Because rewards are the thing that make this game important, right? You need to have rewards in every single mode. Whether it's online seasons, tournaments, like, you know, COD does it really good in tournaments where they have, like, gunfight tournaments. And they have skins that are for the guns every week. Like, just do that with FIFA, man. Give us, like, not kits, but something that can help our grind with our accounts. And there needs to be rewards in every mode. Because we learned that this year, bro. Friendlies is just dead because there's no rewards. Yes, it makes it sweatier, but if you have open matchmaking, it's a lot different. That would be really sick. I would be very down for that. Or like you had a mode that was like, yeah, like a, dude, how cool would it be if like they did? Oh man, there's so many. I'm hoping with what I'm seeing with the menus that they're gonna do stuff like that this year. Because think about if we got menu content with gameplay mode content. And what I mean by that is like we're getting 588 plus packs right now. It's crazy, bro. It's bringing insane views to the game because it's a really cool pack and it's really fun. Imagine if they did rotating modes where like, you know, like Lazio, right? When Ilicic and, well, they used to. I don't know what they played this year in terms of formation, but Lazio has played like a 3-5-1-1 a lot of times, right? They're playing it right now because of the injuries they have. Last game, Immobile was out and Caicedo was out. So imagine they had like a rotating tournament and it was a 3-5-2 tournament and it's 4 games like a normal tournament, and you have to use a 3-back formation in this tournament. Like, that's the rule. There's no team requirements. You have to use a 3-back formation. You can't switch in game. And then your reward is like you get a player pick, like a random chance at a player pick from Lazio, right? Because they're using the 3-5-1-1 last weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that, dude, like, would just be revolutionary towards this game. Like, if you had that as well as the menu content, it's just like, it would be crazy. People would be playing FIFA all day because you have the balance. Right now we have no balance. It's just menu content. That's it. And then it's just players. It's just player SBCs and then like rivals. That's it. And people don't play rivals really. People do, but it's like just shit like that, man. Like, would be so cool if they could get stuff like that they do with the menu content into the gameplay content with viable rewards. Because at the end of the day, what I realized this year is that you need rewards, dude. Everybody was pushing for casual mode and they didn't put any rewards in the online friendlies. And I was talking to, like, dude, I'm hopeful, man. I was talking to a couple, like, not people that EA, but people who develop games, and they literally said it doesn't even cost more servers to make more modes. It doesn't cost more money. Because I always thought that. I thought if they were to add a tournament mode, if they were to add another mode, that it would cost, like, more money. It doesn't cost more money. So I really hope they do shit like that, man. That'd be so cool. So cool. Even if it's, like, once a week or once every couple days, bro. At least it's something like, you know, once every 4 days there's a new tournament, or... You know, maybe like 1 week there's like, you know, we have general online seasons and it's, you know, say it's like 15K to win the division, but let's say 1 week like they just rotate a card in there, or and then it can always bring you back to the menu content, right? Let's say there's an Atletico Madrid tournament, right? And it's a Park the Bus tournament, right? You have to use maximum depth is 2 depth, and you have to use a 4 or 5 back formation, right? And you get you win that tournament and you get an O-Black, right? It's like you don't have to use O-Black, but you get a 91 rated if you win the tournament. And then you can put the 91 rated into the menu content, which is the SBCs. Just shit like that, dude, is so, like, man, it's so underutilized. That's, like, the future of this game, in my opinion. Just cool-ass shit like that. Like, yeah, everybody's like, what the fuck, EA? A 2-depth tournament? Like, everybody's going to park it. But, like, at least it's fun. It's, like, different. It's not fun to park the bus, but the concept of everybody, it's acceptable that everybody's parking the bus in that mode or playing a lower depth because they have to get the requirements for the tournament is sick. I feel like. And then you could even do cool stuff. Like, you could do, like, non-rare tournaments. And then that week, like, everybody's going nuts, dude. Like, there's non-rares that are, like, you know, you've got a non-rare that's OP, a center back with 80 pace and a top 5 lead. It's 10,000 coins because there's a 288 plus pack if you win the tournament. You know? And it's the 3rd month of FIFA, and 288s in your club means the fucking world to you. You know? Shit like that, bro. Just sick, man. I can't even imagine how much fun I would have streaming and creating content if they drop stuff like that, dude. Like, I would be having the time of my life. I'd literally be having the time of my life, dude. Doing stuff like that. And that's the thing. Even if it was this year's gameplay, which I personally think is the worst gameplay ever with last year of a FIFA. It's like, dude, it doesn't even matter, man. Because that shit is just fun. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, dude. And then, dude, it's like, I'm not even saying get rid of Rivals because you guys... Dude, Rivals is a good mode. Rivals needs to have better rewards for higher divisions and higher elos. It needs to have a weekly and monthly system where if you're playing Rivals, you're getting weekly and monthly rewards, you know, and you get rewarded the higher you are, and just keep Rivals, right? Because then when it's Thursday and you want to get ready for the weekend, you might actually want to go play Rivals. Just stuff like there's, oh man, it's so endless. Fuck, man. No, and I want to get your guys' opinion on this. Here's my thoughts with objectives. We don't need an objectives mode because objectives will not be... With an objective, there always has to be a grind to get the objective. This is what they need to do. They need to add the tournament mode that I just discussed, and they need to add an online seasons mode. Then what they need to do with the objective is they need to put the objective like it is now in the weekly objectives and say, do this in online seasons, tournaments, foot champions, or division rivals. They need to give you the option between those 4 modes. That's my thoughts. They don't need to add an objective mode. They need to add other modes that have online open matchmaking that aren't friendlies, and you can't boost in those modes. But they need to be able... That's what I'm saying, bro. They need to do that. That's what they need to do. They need to say, hey, you can do this in any of the 4 modes. If you only have time to play on the weekends and you want to do this in foot champs like a psycho, that's on you. If you want to do this in rivals because you're crazy, that's on you. That's what they need to do, bro. In my opinion, they need to add these other modes back because they don't cost more money. Just add the online seasons. Right? Scrap this whole Rivals thing of divisions. Don't even put divisions in Rivals. Just change it to Rivals and keep it ELO only. It's just in ranked-based mode. It's just 0 to 3,000. That's the mode. There's no divisions. And you put the divisions back in an online open matchmaking mode with that division, right? I think back in the day, if you were in Division 1 or 2 or 3, you would match with people from 1 to 3. I think that's how it worked. And then 4 with 4, 5 with 5, like stuff like that. And then you add that tournament mode in. And you can win the reward in the tournament maybe once. If it's a rotating prize, it's every 2 or 3 days. You can only win the prize like once if it's something crazy. And then maybe they do something where they set it up where if you win the tournament a second time, you get a reward, but it's a little bit more nerfed. And then a third time, you know. But at least in that mode, you had you could do squad builders and open matchmaking and stuff like that. Those ideas need to be put into foot ASAP, man. For next year to have a good game. Like a balanced game. It's not balanced right now gameplay-wise. You guys know what I'm saying? It's just not balanced. That's the thing. The menus in the market are very balanced. They're actually... I think there's too many SBCs this year, but that's a good problem to have. It's good to have too many rather than none. So, yeah. That's just my main thing. They gotta add those two things, and then just with the... I love objectives because we have so many objectives this year, but it's like so many people don't do so many of these objectives because they don't want to play Rivals, which is completely understandable. You know? Because then we look at even stuff like these. Like, these were horrible, right? These are... I don't care what you say. These are all horrible. Politano was the only good one this year. But even if you had these milestones and they required stuff like this... I never did this stuff because in September and October when I'm grinding for 125k packs, what the fuck am I going to do trying to score with Parma players in 2,000 Rivals? It's just not going to work. But, again, if this was available to do in any mode outside of friendlies, it's not so bad, right? You could do like a squad builder with Fiorentina and Parma players, and yeah, your team might suck, but if it's an open matchmaking mode, it's a lot less stressful. And then you won't have nearly as many people, and obviously you need more. This is not a good example because they didn't even upgrade these cards earlier this year. They're still horrible. But, yeah, like stuff like that. I agree with you guys, man, on the seasons. The seasons definitely need some work. The seasons need a little work. I would like to see in the seasons a couple extra players. I think 3 to 4 players every 40 days is probably fair. I don't really like how we only get 2. Because some of the best seasons of the year, I think the Footman season was crazy because we got like 5 players, right? And even though it wasn't a storyline player like Cazorla, it was still like 5. I think he had 5-star, 5-star maybe? Because milestones were just slow this year. They don't want you to get sick teams with objectives and not buy packs. There's still the FIFA player, the emotion factor. No one likes to lose, and if they see another player do an objective, then it could get toxic. I agree with you, but... I agree with you there, but what I think is that, like, with Rivals, right? Half the people that play Rivals are in the mentality that they're grinding to get better at the game, or they're getting rank points, or they're using their best possible meta team. So, if you're running into somebody who's doing objectives, whereas, like, you're more often than not in a seasons mode that's just chill and open, you're more likely than not going to have less people using their full meta team and grinding like a rival setting versus an objective team.